Hi everyone, today I'm going to do my September book haul. Can you believe it's already September? It was like February, 3 days ago, like literally, I cannot believe it's September already. And yes, I do realize that I'm posting, filming, uploading my September book haul pretty early, but I don't see myself buying any more books. So yes, let's get started with the books that I bought in September. First off, I got a Puffin classic, which is Tales of Ancient Egypt. Like, a very interesting fact about me is that I love reading mythology, not necessarily the popular ones like Egyptian or Greek mythology, but any mythology. I really like to see how people once used to think about and used to explain all the different things that happen in nature and on earth and between people, because you know, gods, like the gods that they created for themselves, each one stands for something. It's not like, at the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if most people did not, oh my god, my battery's dying. If most people do not believe there were gods, but you know, that a god stands for something moral, and which is something that I really like to see. I like to see how every single culture looks at things differently and then has like different gods for it. So yes, I got Tales of Ancient Egypt. Book number 2 that I got is The Eye of Mines by James Dashner. Now, I have tried to read the Maze Runner trilogy, and I found that I could not get into the writing style, and I could not move and get into the story, which is why I actually gave my trilogy away to one of my friends. But this book sounds really interesting. From what I understand, it's in a dystopian kind of world which reminds me of The Matrix, where people play in this virtual world called the Vertinet. Total mind and body immersion, and it's addictive, of course, because every video game at the end of the day is addictive. And basically, there's this player inside the Vertinet who is kidnapping people, kidnapping different players. And so the people who made this program, I think, they understood that the person who's kidnapping is probably a hacker, and so they knew that the best person to catch that person is another hacker, which is why they ask Michael to help them find the hacker that's been taking people. I really hope that I'll enjoy this book and I'll be able to get into the writing style and not like what happened with the Maze Runner. Please don't tell me battery. I bought a book that I already own, which is something that I'm really against. For me at least, I find that if I have one edition of the book, then I usually don't want to buy another edition, because I feel like, you know, you already have the book and it doesn't really matter if the cover is that pretty or that ugly, for me at least. But with this book, which I loved, I felt like I had to get this edition, especially because, let me show you my last edition. My last edition is, this book is Wuthering Heights, by the way, by Emily Bronte. And my last edition is a second-hand one, where the last chapter is, as you can see, not connected to the book, and as you can see, the cover is pretty ugly. And then I was in the bookstore and I was buying myself some books, and then I saw this beauty. Look how beautiful this edition of Wuthering Heights is. Like, the naked cover too. Can you see that? I have no idea. And inside, where there's drawings in here? Nice! Yes, so for those of you who do not know, Wuthering Heights follows a tale of two stepbrother and sister, one of who is Heathcliff, who comes from a gypsy origin, and another is Catherine, or Kathy, who comes from an English family from England, and basically their love story. And as I have previously said, I love Wuthering Heights. It's my favorite classic, though I'm right now reading Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, and it's coming at a close second, so it might overthrow it. I have to finish it yet. And yeah, now that I bought this edition, I really want to reread the book. I haven't reread it for a really long time, so. next up in my book haul is, it's actually a really funny story with this book because I was not planning on buying it. I never heard about it beforehand. And I actually got one of these books. I think it was Wuthering Heights. It had the second book 80% off. And then I went to the place where all those 80% books were off, and I did not know one book series. It's like basically 50 Shades of Grey and then tons of like translated works from Swedish authors. And this book seemed the most interesting to me. Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson. This book is about a girl that every time she goes to sleep, she loses all her memories. She loses her name, her identity, her past, and basically she forgets her entire life every single night she goes to sleep. And then she has this, and then it says, and the one person you trust may only be telling you half the story. Actually, I opened this to the blurbs, where I understood that basically what happens is her husband is lying to her, but he's only telling her like half the story. He's concealing stuff from her. And this is a crime thriller. It's basically winner crime thriller of the year. So yes, I am hoping to read this soon. This sounds interesting, and I am a sucker for books that have eyes on the spine. Like the same with The Circle and Fire. I have a trilogy of books by Anne Bishop. This book series consists of Daughter of the Blood, Heir to the Shadows, and Queen of the Darkness, all by Anne Bishop. This book series is about this fictional world where there's a prophecy about how the witch will come to rise, which is the moment that the brother, the father, and the lover are in place, in alignment. I automatically think of a triangle. Yeah, are in alignment, and she's supposed to be the witch, the queen who will come and rule over them all and save the kingdom. And I was kind of skeptical about buying this, especially, like, I don't know if it's just me, but the covers really remind me of 50 Shades of Grey. I don't know. Maybe it's because there's like a hint of like a color. It kind of looked like an erotic read. Anyway, I kind of bought this on a whim because it was the entire trilogy, and I did want to buy myself something like another series to read, and it sounded kind of interesting. And then later on I went on Goodreads and I actually saw that this has a 4.5 star average for the entire series, which is actually pretty good for Goodreads. So yeah, I'm going to give this book series a go and see if I like it. Last, which is the book that I am most excited about reading, and that is the Shadow Magic Trilogy by John Lethem. And this book is about a guy named Connor who had a lunatic father, and then one day he got attacked by two warriors in his living room who whisked him away to Tir Na Nog, the mystical land of the ancient Celts, where it turned out his dad is the ruler and he's the heir to the throne, and everybody wants to kill him because he's the heir to the throne and they want to get the throne and be powerful. I opened this book at the bookstore, just some random page, and I read this. It's so like Percy Jackson, like the attitude, the sassiness. I'm really excited to read this, and I'm really excited that it's a bind up. I love bind ups of trilogies. I don't have to buy 3 books. I can buy it in one. Usually it's just a bit more pricey, but it's totally worth it. And you have all 3 books in the same book. It's so much easier and more comfortable. And okay, yes, so that was my book haul. Thank you for seeing my book haul. I'll have another video up for you guys soon, and thank you, and